Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
It is, you sounded so mellow. You must have had corn and tomatoes and all kinds of good stuff, or at least it's waiting for you tonight when you get home. We are 1 week into the month of Elul, which tells us that time is rushing quickly by. It's going so fast, and Rosh Hashanah is around the corner. But we're on the floor tonight because it's still summer. We're not ready to give it away just yet. We have this marvelous opportunity to celebrate with Blake and his family. Hi, Blake. Thank you. And tomorrow he's going to give a marvelous Devar Torah about the legal system, about the criminal justice system. It's based in our Torah portion. And it's the second week in a row we've been able to have Cantor Berman and Rabbi Gorban and I together. So what we're going to do is take your blue prayer book and find page 358. The song of the season is all about returning. Teshuvah means return. And this song there's an English prologue to it. And then we sing Hashivenu, let us return. We want to return to our best selves, return as in days of old. And it goes like this. Return again, return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are, born and reborn and reborn. Now, before we sing Hashivenu, is that the right page? I'm really infamous for not getting page numbers right. So we're going to look all the way to the back of the book, and there's a whole listing of songs. We'll get there. And there's under H, it'll say Hashivenu.
Hashivenu's here.
Hashivenu's at where?
It's 358.
On 358. Hashivenu is that? Wait. That's a Shabbat book. Yes. 7/8 the way down. I should trust my cantor. Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai Elecha, V'nashuva, V'nashuva, Kadesh, Kadesh, Yameinu Kekedem. Sing with us. Hashivenu, Hashivenu, Adonai Elecha, V'nashuva, V'nashuva, Kadesh, Kadesh, Yameinu Kekedem. Return. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. It's not in your book, it's just English. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are. Return to what you are.
Where you are.
Return to where you are. Born and reborn and reborn. Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn and reborn. Shabbat shalom, everyone. If you look at page 2 and 3 in your prayer book going from right to left, you'll find the prayers for lighting the candles for Shabbat, followed by Kiddush, the sanctification of wine. Blake, come on up with your parents and your sister. And we'll all do those prayers together. Please rise, everyone. Page 2. Come on over. Yeah. Starting on page 3.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
We continue standing for Kiddush. May I have your book a second? On the next page, page 4, you'll see the biblical introduction to Kiddush, where we read, Vayi erev vayi voker yom hashishi, and there was evening and morning the 6th day. The heaven and the earth were finished in all their array. On the 7th day, God finished the work that God had been doing. And God ceased on the 7th day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the 7th day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yon techila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta, v'tanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava u'ratzon, hinchatanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat.
Have a drink. It's just juice. Everybody please sit down.
We continue on page 6, at the bottom of the page, reading responsively. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May this synagogue be for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
At the bottom of page 9, we join together. We offer
thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope.
For Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living. For Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness. For Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God.
If you turn the page right in the middle of page 10, you'll find a beautiful love song to God called Yedid Nefesh. Heart's beloved, the heart's delight, the parent of compassion, draw your servant into your will. It's so beautiful. We sing it here often. If you know it, please join in.
Yedid nefesh ha'farachaman, Yedid nefesh ha'farachaman, Meshokadach, Eretz zonecha
page 12 at the top is the first of what are called the Kabbalat Shabbat Psalms. These are the Psalms that have been done for 500 years to introduce Shabbat, to get us in the mood, to get us ready for the main part of the service by forcing us, by asking us to think about the joy of this moment. And the first song is called Lechu Neranena. It goes like this. Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena Ladonai. Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena Ladonai. Naria, Naria, Letzur Yishenu, Nekadma Fana B'todah. Naria, Naria, Letzur Yishenu, Bizmiro Maria Lo. Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena, Lechu Neranena Ladonai. 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 Well, now that we've told ourselves we should be up and singing for God, turn to page 20 for the most famous of all Shabbat songs, Lecha Dodi, Let the Bride Come In. We sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And the last verse, we rise as a community and literally face the rear. And at the last words, Boi Kala, may the bride come in, we bow to this door. Maybe she's there. Maybe she's serving as a greeter tonight. We don't know. Or maybe she parked in the parking lot over there and is going to come in there. We'll bow on Boi Kala both times. Not until the 9th verse, though. If you don't know the tune, you'll know it by the end. And if you do, I hope you join in. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 1. Shamor b'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el hayuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem tifaret v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 2. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki makor habracha, merosh mikedem nisucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva oreh kumi ori, uri, shir dameri, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ha'ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzahala, tov emunei yamtzu. We bow to the left. Boi chala to the right. Kala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. On page 22, you'll find the Psalm for the Sabbath day. It's our custom to read the paragraph in English leading up to the indent. At the indent, we go to the Hebrew indent to sing Tzaddik Katamar, the righteous shall bloom like a date palm. But let's read together at the beginning of the English. A song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night, with a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together. You have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai! How very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. This section ends with the sing Shalom Aleichem, the song about the angels. Our wonderful friend Debbie Friedman wrote this at the very end of her life, and she actually thought this would be more important to her legacy than the Misha Berach that we sing every week. She made an editorial decision at the end of the song, in the last verse where it says, the angels will depart, Seitchem l'shalom. She took an alternate mystical reading, Shuvchem l'shalom, may the angels return. If you know it because we sing it here, please join in. It goes like this. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharei, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShareit, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShareit, Malachei
Please turn the page to 26 and rise for the Chatzi Kaddish before the Baruch, the call to worship.
יתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ויעלמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל. בהגלה ובזמן קריב בימרו. אמן. יהי שמרה במבורך לעולם עולם מעלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי תקודשה.
בריחו.
לעילם ינקו ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן.
Please turn the page.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Please remain standing and turn to 30 for the prayer in Hebrew for the sun, the moon, and the stars. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhmah poteach she'arim ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים, במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני. On 33 at the top. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too, together. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know.
Lead me into the mystery.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Turn the page. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Baruch Shem kevod malchuto le'olam va'ed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם ליוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
On page 37, please join with me. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you are tired or you are rested. Let it guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision.
Do not
Leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God. At the top of page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, and that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Turn the page.
מי כמוך אלוהים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, אוסף פלא, נורא תהילות, אוסף פלא. מלכותך ובניך, בוקע ים לפני משה. זה לי, ענו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, לעולם, לעולם, לעולם ועד. ונאמר כיבד אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מאר חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני,
ברוך שמו.
כל ישראל.
Well, you know, Rabbi Gorban, you've been doing this for a month and a half. We're getting it now, this Hashkivenu that we're doing. So if you look at page 42 for the Hebrew, there's
I hope so.
the first part in the Hebrew. And the English is not in your prayer book, but it's kind of fun. I want people to hear your guitar.
השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו שלום, והעמידנו שומרנו בחיים. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום,
swing this over here because Blake's going to come up and lead us in Vishamru. Come on up, Blake. Whatever key you pick, we're going to sing. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait, let me do this. Bring it up, Ben. There you go.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Laso et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Laso et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam Bain Yuvain, B'nai Yisrael, Oti Leolam, Oti Leolam, Vishamru B'nai Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, Laso Et HaShabbat, Ledorotam Berit Olam. Ki sheshet yamim, Asa Adonai, Hashemayim ve'ha'aretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha'Shabbat laso et ha'Shabbat ledorotam berit olam uvayom hashvi shavat vaynafash Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat laso et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
Right in front of the mic.
Hi, I'm Margot from Party, our youth group here at Temple. Congratulations on becoming a bar mitzvah, and I'd like to congratulate you by giving you this awesome party t-shirt.
Wait. Let's see how it looks. There. Here, let's do the other side, too. There. Okay?
I hope you come to events.
There you go. I'll tell you what, maybe we should give this to his parents for right now? Okay. Why don't you wear it take your to your mom. We've reached the middle part of our service called the Amidah, and on page 46 is the brief prayer that's so important. We pray that we might be able to open our mouths and pray. Please rise for the Amidah on 46. What are you on? 5?
5.
Adonai, Sifatai Tifta, Ufi Agite Ilatecha. Adonai, Sifatai Tifta, Ufi Agite Ilatecha. Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Oh God, open up my lips as I begin to pray. Adonai, Sifatai Tifta, Ufi Agite Ilatecha. Adonai, Sifatai Tifta, Ufi Agite Ilatecha. Turn the page. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor Ha'anora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, Le'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Kol Atarav Lehoshia, Morid Atal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed,
מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום והללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Well, the first three blessings for our ancestors, for God's power and God's holiness, are now complete, and we're on page, actually a special reading that I asked Rabbi Gorban to read. It's from a wonderful blog written by Rachel, the Velveteen Rabbi.
Help me to silence my mind's aggravation alarm, to quiet the voice which says the to-do list matters, to temporarily eschew continuous partial attention. Open me to long, slow conversations on the sunlit grass, to the best of the hand drummers who accompany the singing of psalms, to a boat lazily drifting on the glassy surface of my heart's own pond. You're waiting for me, like a lover eager to embrace me again. Remind me, this is the way back to Eden, the bloom on the 13-petaled rose. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
On page 57, in the middle of the page, is a reading based on Ritzeh, and we read it together. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, and our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble,
when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers.
There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And
let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service.
Baruch atah Adonai, shotecha levadecha birat navod.
At the top of page 59, God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life. Join with me in these blessings. Wonder beyond words.
For the awareness of soul,
our light within.
For the world around us, so filled with beauty.
For the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks.
Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulechana el hodot.
And please join us in singing Shalom Rav on page 60.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech hador
Baruch atah Adonai v'arechet amo Yisrael b'shalom. Praised are you, O God, who blesses your people Israel with peace. It's been a challenging week in the events of the world, and I'll have a few things to say about that in a moment or two. But you actually get to not have to carry that around 24/7. You're supposed to carry it around almost all the time, whereas the wonderful sign in the Israeli store says in Jerusalem, 24/6. Handle it 24/6. This moment, look at the person next to you. This moment, look at the person in front of you. This moment, there's a possibility of joy and respite from all the challenges that you face. This is the place to set that burden down. And this is the moment to do so in silence, listening to the beating of your own heart, and giving thanks that you are alive to embrace it all.
Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'emru amen. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. I know you know this, but you're shocked. Oh, say shalom. Bimromav. Uyaseh. Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'emru amen. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one.
I think it's a keeper. Before I give a few remarks tonight, it's our custom to offer a mishaberach of healing for those who are in need of healing. And every single one of us here knows somebody who's not whole. Somebody who's in a hospital and terrified about what might happen in the next few days. Somebody in a nursing home facing a long weekend without even one visitor. Or somebody who frankly walks the earth with a stone on the heart or faces the daily battles of addiction. We ask for refuah shlema for them all. And I'll indicate you're part of the congregation, and if you would, you might consider saying that name aloud of the person for whom you are praying tonight, so we can add that into our collective heart. The mishaberach we're going to sing is on 253 in your prayer book in Hebrew and English. And you don't have to, but if you want to, you might say the name that we might share in your concern together. Anybody over here? Rhonda Alderman.
Chava Batelli, Lee Fago, Claire Stadtmauer.
Page 253.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Yisheberach imotenu, mikor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Having been taught from the time I was 4 years old that the police officer was my friend, it was shocking that only 7 years later I had my first run-in. You ask, what could a little white kid in a suburban area of New York do that would be worthy of the police? Well, it has to do with sales regulations. My parents had a large property that they went broke every day they lived there, but they grew tons and tons of things. They had fruit trees, they had tomatoes, they had onions, and we would get so many. How many of you are trying to give away tomatoes right now? Anybody? And I would fill up lunch bags, 4 pounds of tomatoes, and sell them for 40 cents. And it was pocket money. It was Bonomo Turkish taffy money. It was chunky money, still only a nickel, if you remember the commercial. It was Hostess lemon pies before I realized they made them with lard. It was so amazing, and I was having a really good run. I had sold 10 bags in a row, and then I knocked on a door, and a woman said, "Do you have a permit?" And I said, "No, I don't have a permit to sell tomatoes. Do you want some?" "I'm going to call the police." And she sicked the law on me. She said, "I don't ever want to see you here again." And I ran. I was terrified because the law was going to. Now, look, I was terrified of just going to the poorhouse, which my mother was constantly threatening to take us to. But the Hoosgow, that was something else. And so my father took me to his best friend, Sid Slauson, a lawyer in Englewood, New Jersey. And I said, "Mr. Slauson, am I really in danger of going to jail?" And there are lawyers here, and you can imagine what he said. He pulled off 3 volumes, and he looked at them and said, "Well, you're technically in violation of the city ordinance, but I think you should avoid that woman's home." And he snapped the book shut and put it back up, and he let me go. He said, "You're all right. You're going to be fine." Well, the Torah portion called Shoftim starts with the idea that there has to be justice for individuals. And we're told it's so important, we get it doubled. Tzedek, tzedek, tirdof. We're supposed to pursue after justice, not just let it lie there. We have to go after it because it's a constantly moving target. And we're told that we expand the circle of justice from the individual to the city that you're in, and ultimately to the country. Even the king has to obey the law. The most important thing for the king, when we eventually have one, is to have a copy of the law right there to unroll and look at. Our king is not by divine right, but under the right of Torah. And finally, our parsha ends with what happens when the law is insufficient because you're at war with another society. What terms are you going to offer to a country that you are attacking? How are you going to have a draft? All these things we expand for the individual out. And it's so parallel to what we go through today. because we're concerned about justice for ourselves as individuals, of course, and then our families and our communities and our country, and now we find ourselves in international conflict. The Jewish community torn apart over the issue of Iran. I want to tell you what I told the board last night. I have not signed any local or national advertisement on Iran. I refuse to participate in the national Jewish bloodletting that is occurring before our eyes. When 340 of my liberal colleagues, including some Orthodox rabbis, signed an ad saying that they supported the president, they were vilified as Sonei Israel, haters of Israel. People who, like me, who've been to Israel 25 times, who have given tens of thousands of dollars, who have carried rifles in the street for Israel, were vilified as if they were anti-Semites. And those who oppose, because of the reasons that they have and believe in so deeply, have been vilified as warmongers, as those who simply want to bomb Iran, those who simply will have a military agenda. And this back and forth has created a specter we have not faced since 1988, the specter of dual loyalty. Dual loyalty was raised as an issue for the Jewish community in 1956 in the Suez War. It was raised again only 21 years ago, or 20, I'm bad at math, a while ago, 27 years ago in the Pollard affair. And now it's being raised again. And the more we fight amongst ourselves, the less coherent we are, the less resolute we are to fight off the people who would deny us our right to A, have an opinion as Americans, and B, be proud of our status as Jews. I am not going to share with you right now my feeling about this agreement. No Jewish leader should be a political piñata. No Jewish leader who has researched this issue, who is connected to Israel, who cares about the Jewish people, should have their loyalty or integrity questioned. They should not be made to feel as if they don't count because they're on the wrong side of the issue from someone else. And how surprised I was yesterday to open my daily email from the Reformed Jewish movement and find out that our entire movement agrees with me. I didn't tell them to. But they agree that there are people who passionately believe that this agreement is not in Israel's interest in the long term. And there are people in the Jewish community, in the Reform community, who passionately believe that it gives a chance for normalization. And everybody's trotting out their experts. Just yesterday, 2 days ago in the New York Times, 26 major Jewish leaders followed the lead of Ami Ayalon, a former head of the Shin Bet, the Internal Security Service, supporting the agreement. And now we have others decrying the agreement, and the Reform movement said, "Genug, enough! Have we no decency," to quote the Welch stopping of the McCarthy hearings? Have we no decency toward each other? That we would vilify each other for feeling strongly, that we would call Jews names, that we would divide our own house and weaken us all. And so the Reform movement, apparently without my advice, but independently coming to the same conclusion, has said they are not taking a position. What they're concerned about is A, the long-term effects, and B, the short-term effects in the Jewish community. What will happen the day after the vote in Congress, however it goes? Will people still talk to each other? Will people still come and greet each other at services? Will people reach across denominational lines because we all care so much about the state of Israel? Or will we find that people have used such harsh language that bridges are burned? I say no. I say my interest is in a united Jewish community, Republican and Democrat, right-wing and left-wing, who support Israel's right to exist as a Jewish democratic state with security working toward peace. So strange to think that those words might now be controversial. And so I ask you, not to shy away, not to turn the page of the newspaper so you don't have to read the article or the ad, but to absorb it all and decide how you want to respond. We must respond with the caring and civility that our tradition demands that we have for each other. It's my passionate belief that Israel will continue to exist 100 years from now. But the Jewish community has to create a community here that is a partner, not so divided we can't hold hands with each other first and then hold hands across the water. Too much depends on it. Every one of you matters. And so if you're angry at me for what you think I believe, I haven't shared it. And if you're angry at someone for what they have said, please don't doubt their integrity. Please don't doubt their commitment. Please don't doubt that they care every bit as much as you, even if they've come up with a different conclusion. Our haftarah for this week says, Uri, Uri, awake, awake, livshi uzech, wear your armor, your strength, livshi tifatech, your beautiful garments, ir hakodesh Yerushalayim. Our garments are not military ones. They're compassion. They're caring. They're patience and tolerance. May we wear these values as our armor as we enter these difficult days ahead, listening to each other, caring about each other, refusing to judge each other because there is but one judge, and I know it ain't me. And may this lead us to the day after the vote, where we come together as one community in faith, peoplehood, devotion, and love. Amen. Well, I have a few announcements to share. First of all, how fun it is to do services with Cantor Berman and Rabbi Gorman. It's so much fun. We're only on the floor until September, but we're gonna go back up in a little bit in September. Believe it or not, we're almost at the middle of Elul. Many, many things are happening, and I just want to make sure that we give credit where credit is due and let you know what's going on. I want to thank Edgar Snyder, who's here tonight. Thank you for underwriting, as you have so generously all these years, our cantorial program. I know Cantor Berman thanks you as well. We all thank you. I want to thank our greeters this evening, Susan Merenstein, Marcia, and Philip Baumfeld, and our greeters for tomorrow morning, Bill Jones and Marcia and Jim Kaplan. I want to thank our Onig volunteer who knows food. She knows that people are hungry, and she brings so much food, Nancy Glenn. Thank you. Tomorrow, our service, we're having Torah study in the Falk Library at 8:30. The Minyan is upstairs at 9:15. 10:30, be there. Blake, just nod, something, just acknowledge me, all right? It'll be your bar mitzvah tomorrow. If you'd like to host the Shabbat table program, because we go back to our 6 o'clock service at the second Friday in September, please go on the website. We'd love to have people go to your house or you to be a guest in somebody's house. As I said a year ago, without Shabbat dinner, our traditions will die. Without Shabbat dinner, we did this incredible thing after the temple was destroyed. We moved our sacredness not into this space, but into your homes, where it has to be enacted every single week. Just a couple other things to think about. The first Saturday in September is called Slichot. It is the service of forgiveness. It starts the penitential season. It's at 7 o'clock upstairs in the Barnett Chapel. We're having an amazing program beforehand called God in the Box. People entering into just a plywood box with a camera and finding their wherewithal to talk about God. The very next day, we're having our Temple Sinai Memorial Park service. You're welcome to come out to Plum Borough as we go out, and as we do every year in preparation for the high holidays, get ready for the high holidays by acknowledging those who have died, who are so dear to us. And next week, we are still at 7 o'clock before we go on to our September schedule. And then we go back into, see if you remember this, our 4-digit service schedule, 7678. Say it again.
7678.
That's how you look at the month, okay? So, if you would, please, yes? If there's more, please.
Well, you mentioned, oh, I should turn this back on.
Yes,
You
should.
mentioned next week, we are still at 7 o'clock, but next week we also have a special oneg to honor and welcome Cantor Berman.
Oh, that's wonderful. We had a whole month of honoring you. We got to start honoring Cantor Berman, right?
True.
So please come next week and honor Cantor Berman by your presence here, and we'll have some fun. You're learning our nusach here, our repertoire will feature some of the things maybe you know, all right? We'll do that.
Sounds good.
So if you would, look in your books on page 282, which in the middle of the page for the final set of prayers called Aleinu, and please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tekenu l'yotzer bereshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. On page 291 is a brief reading before we read our Kaddish lists and before we say Kaddish as a community. It's a beautiful poem by one of the most famous poets in Israel's history named Chana Senesh. She wrote about the enduring power of memory. She wrote, Yesh kochavim she'oram magia artza rak kasher hem atzmam avdu ve'inam. There are stars up above so far away. We only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. This week, we honor the memory of those who have been taken recently from us, including Jean Hamburg, Rita Entrikin, Samuel M. Eisner, Neely Tal Snyder, Marianne L. Brick, Shira Banki, who was murdered at the LGBT Pride Parade in Jerusalem, Ali Dawabsha and his father Saed Dawabsha, who were murdered by Jewish terrorists, Malachi Moshe Rosenfeld, who was the victim of a drive-by at Shiloh, Arlene Edelman, our member, Myron Samuel Landis, Corinne Blackman, the two women killed at the Grand Theater in Lafayette, Jillian Johnson and Macy Bro, Klaus Braun, Paul McGill, and Ma'amun Abdul Karim, an 82-year-old archaeologist, Syrian, who died at the hands of hate with ISIS this week. And now we remember those whose recent deaths we still mourn. Cookie Besterman, Freda Weil Century, Minnie Cohen, and Albert C. Davidson. Vita K. Dimas, Bernard Divac, Ben Aaronworth, Emil Elligator, and Kay Farb. When I say the names of those that you are mourning for, please rise. Please rise if it's recent, the way I said your name before, or it's a yahrzeit. I apologize for not saying that before. Lily W. Gefsky, Philip Goldberg, Saul Goldstein, Seymour Willis Herwold, Lauren R. Hirsch, Joseph Iancu, Milton Judd, Harriet Karp, Roberta Davis Kroll, and Anna Krupski, Mike Levine, Thomas Lewis, Morris Lifshire, and Jaime Moretsky, the Honorable Sophie Masloff, Lillian Mendelson, Dr. Richard Miller, and Stephanie Muller, Morton Perelman, Sidney Polk, Mark Pollock, Bertha Reck, and Salvin Reck, Karen Reese-Kreppel, Marty Sapper, Betty Schulmeister, Janet M.L. Schaefer, Rita Smith, Barbara Snyderman, Anna Solodar, and Sam Spokane, Kyle Steiner, Bessie Tolstoy, Bluey Trachtenberg, Anthony Trimble, Philip Warschauer, Daniel Wiener, Saul Weiss, James Wiedemann, Eleanor Whitcower, and Abe Zalman. And we especially note the 100th anniversary this week of the lynching of Leo Frank in Georgia, who died only because he was Jewish. Because it is our custom that mourners never stand alone, we rise with the mourners and turn to page 390, excuse me, let me get the page.
294.
Thank you, 294, and all who will may join in Kaddish. Yikadal, Yikadash, Shemei Rabbah, B'yoma Divrach Yirteh, V'yamlich Malchuteh, B'chayechon, V'yamechon, V'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, V'agala V'zman Kariv Yimru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mavarach, Le'olam Olamei Almaya, Yiparach, Yishtabach, Yipa'ar, Yitromam, Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitaleh, Yitalal, Shmei Dekudesha, Brichu, Le'ela Minko, Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechamata, Damiran B'yalma V'yimru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu V'el Kol Yisrael V'yimru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'imromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'el Kol Yisrael V'yimru, Amen. May the source of peace in the high heavens cause peace to descend on all of us, on all Israel, upon our terribly broken world, upon all those who still mourn their beloved dead. As together we all say, Amen. Please remain standing. We're going to sing Oseh Shalom, and not the Imagine tune. We'll save that for the next time. But I think it's the tune that you know, and we'll simply sing it together. Afterwards, we'll have a brief benediction, a brief blessing, and over food as well. Oh, that's not high enough. Come on. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimru, Amen. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimru, Amen. Bruchim atem b'vo'achem, bruchim atem b'tzeitchem, me'atav olam. May you be blessed every place you come in. May you be blessed everywhere you go. As together we all say,
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri mizonot. Praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of all who makes baked goods, including animal crackers. Wait a minute, wait. Animal crackers. Take two. As together we all say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Take two and call me.
Oh, Booyah, one of my favorites.